Well, good afternoon and welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara from Clarity and this is Paul.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Barb.
Good afternoon, Paul. So here we are. I'm in Crowborough. Paul's in Edenbridge at Clarity Towers. And we've got another hour of entertainment for you, showcasing some fantastic Japanese stamps again, really beautiful florals. And while we wait for our friends to come in, maybe I can hand over to Paul and he'll do a little bit of housekeeping for us.
Absolutely. So welcome, everybody. Pull up a chair. Yeah, I mean, am I right in thinking, Barb, did you do all these in the shack?
We started in the shack, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they've got that sort of lovely theme to them, haven't they? And they're perfect for our whole month where we're celebrating all things Japan. And for those of you that have been joining us over the past month, you will know that if you put the code Japan10 into your basket when you check out, you'll get 10% off your order. And that's in addition to any club discounts if you belong to 1, 2 or 3 clubs. Now, there's several ways in which you can order. I'm going to bring up some details on the screen. So you can see here, we've got the product information on the screen. The item number at the top is 12130. Then you have a lovely picture of what it is that we're talking about, and then the product description. And you'll notice on this that the RRP is £44.97. The saving is £14.99, which is the equivalent of 3 for the price of 2, and you'll be paying £29.98. Now, in addition to that, if you're a club member, you'll get a discount and put Japan 10 in and you'll get an additional 10% off. Now, there's 2 ways of ordering. You can either go straight to our website, which is claritycrafts.com, and you can go to the little button that says Clarity TV, and everything that Barb will be sharing with us over the course of this hour will be in that area. Additionally, yep, go on.
No, and I was going to say, of course, if you've got any questions, Grace from New York is in the room with yourselves, and if you ask her any questions or you're not sure what Paul means or where he's directing you, just ask Grace and she will provide you with the links.
Absolutely. And there's another way that you can order, which is by calling our UK call centre, which is the lovely Sue, Jazz or Pete, and that's on 01732 868 215. So there we go.
So this is really a very beautiful collection, which and of course in the afternoon we're really lucky because we're able to indulge some beautiful artwork samples from the design team, and we can take a really good look at them. Now Paul's got them at Clarity Towers, so we could go to the overhead and have a look at the products, look at the samples, and then I'd like to show you a couple of tricks and tips on how to use them.
Super. Okie dokie. So if I go to my overhead here at Clarity Towers, we will zoom out to this position here. So
nice.
All available individually. So if you'd like this particular one, which is Don't Worry, Be Happy, item number 11902. And these are 2-way overlays, aren't they, Barb? So you've got your outline and then you have your infill.
Yeah, so just like on Friday when we did the Japanese florals, this is the same principle, except this time instead of a background, you've just got a 2-way. So you've got exactly what you can see here, the line art, and then you've got the infill. These are really lovely, and I'm actually going to kick the demos off with those little ones because they really are so useful.
They're lovely, aren't they? And it doesn't matter what way you turn them, they have that lovely effect.
They do indeed.
So this one is Don't Worry, Be Happy. And we've got some artwork from the design team. So this one is from Tina Morris.
So you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. They work so beautifully with the wee stamps that we've got, you know, the little ones, the strips of stamps, those silhouettes, they're so good. And these little frames, you can see here, the line art is the black ink and then the infill is the colored ink. So they're just a perfect little jigsaw coloring gig, you know, really great little gig actually.
They love it. They're like little picture frames, aren't they?
They are. They are.
So this one's from Julie Dunn.
And again, you can see here, you can go landscape or portrait, depending on what you want to fill with.
And then this one is from Sheila Metzeler. That's just using the panels.
Yeah, that's lovely. And you can see, again, you use the stamp as a kind of a color palette. So you can change the color of the flowers or the leaves. Now, there are 3 altogether of these panel sets, and they have the same format, but they're completely different designs.
Yes. Yeah. This one here from, apologies, Sarah Brennan. I mean, this is always lovely, isn't it? Craft card and then white ink being stamped into there.
Yeah, whiting. Or of course, if you don't want to use the infill stamp, then you can just color them in with, if you're a colorist, then, and you want to use watercolor paints or coloring pencils, then of course that's an option. And you could use the infill stamp for embossing, like for glazing.
Oh, of course, yeah, because it's that solid surface.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then the next one in the collection is Find Joy in the Simple Things.
Nice.
Item number 11903. And just as a comparison, so that you can see how different that they do look. So they've got different flowers in them, different leaves, different elements to them.
Oh, they do look different when you stamp them up.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to be able to, the interchangeability is great, you know.
So we've got this one here from Deborah Wheeler.
Nice. This is, I'm going to use this set in our first demo. Love the little finishing touch with a butterfly sitting on the happy birthday.
This one here from Linda Spencer.
Nice. I'm going to work with the wee trees as well. Just as, now what's nice here is if you see that Linda, she's created that faux frame using the panel, you know.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, yeah, she stamped the background and then put another piece on top on this one. But you could do a mask, couldn't you?
Very lovely.
To do that. Then this one is from Sarah Brennan again.
Yeah, there you go. So they work so beautifully together. There's that panel at the bottom, and then matted and layered the little frame at the top. Nice, isn't it?
Then we go nice and grungy from Sam. Let me just bring that one in like so.
Yeah, maybe you could just pan out a little tiny bit.
Yeah, come out on that one. There we go.
There you go. So you can see here, just love the open space there in that one.
Yeah, really nice sort of watercolored background.
Yes, yeah.
Then the third one in the collection for this set, this is item number 11904.
So Paul, am I correct in thinking that you can buy these individually, and that's what that top right-hand corner is about?
It is indeed, yes. So all available individually at $14.99. But the bundle we have on the screen is 3 for the price of 2.
That's very good, isn't it?
It
is. 3
is.
for the price of 2. So you pay 30 quid for all 3 of them. And then in addition to that, you get your Japan 10 discount and your club discount.
Yep. So if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £25.48. And then you would get another £2.50 off. So that brings it down to £22.50
Wow.
for these 3 stamp sets.
So you're paying about £7.50 for each one.
Yeah. So isn't it half price, isn't it? Near enough.
Yeah, it is.
So
I love that one.
That one is from Tina Morris.
Nice.
It's sort of its tiled effect, isn't it?
And I love the little hearty frame. So you can see this is so different, isn't it, this one?
Yeah. And then this one is sort of like a 3-panel piece from Sheila Metzeler. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
That's nice. It sort of goes different way. And you could do all 3, if you've got all 3 of the stamp sets, you could do all 3 different ones.
And you could put the different messages, because they're the same fonts, different typefaces. You could literally do a triptych, couldn't you?
Yeah. And then this one, another one from Tina Morris, where she's created that block panel.
It's a resist technique, isn't it?
Yeah, looks as if the colour's been lifted out on that one.
Yeah, you could lift out on clarity card or even on the stencil card. You can lift out with water, can't you?
Yeah, I reckon that stencil card she's used there.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice. So that's that collection there. And then the next collection is the A6. So this is Barbara's Floral Crescent. So I'm going to bring these in here. So these are A6 stamp sets.
These are nice.
There we go.
I love these.
We've got that lovely. I love the solid element on this as well as the outline. So they're available as a trio, as we can see, 3 for the price of 3
So
for the price of 2.
mhm.
Item number 12129, bringing it down to £19.98.
What a good price.
It's a very good price for the value that you're going to get in
Mm,
that collection.
mm.
And here you can see, if I bring in some artwork, so this one here is from Dee Paramore. So what Dee's done, she's
Cool.
used the other stamp sets in
Yeah.
the collection
Come
to
come in a
create
bit, Paul.
those panels.
Cool.
There we go. Look at that.
Isn't that
And
beautiful?
yeah, so that is from, which one is that? I reckon,
Find joy in the simple things. Yeah.
yeah. So that is,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you've gone for that one, you can see there's a little
Yeah.
box. So you can see how they all work beautifully together.
Very nicely. And I'm going to show you, if you look, you see the crescent on that one, you can see that the line, I did a lot of thinking about this. Do I want to include the line? Don't I want to include the line? And then I decided ultimately it's easier to mask off the line than add
Yeah.
it. And so the stamps themselves come with that continuum, that line art, the simple single line all the way around. But
Yeah.
it's very easy to mask it off as well.
There we go. That
Yeah,
line there.
exactly. It's easier to take it away than add it, put it that way. Which makes a change, doesn't it?
It does. So this one's from Debbie McMullen.
Nice. Again, using those lovely little frames to infill. Doesn't that look good? And you'll see how because it's a circle, you could put the flower element at the top, at the bottom, to the side, to the left. You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This
nice.
one here from Eileen Godwin. So this is lovely, sort of using that looks like our nested circle dies to create the outer frame on that one.
Very nice. So these work with other stamps and lots of other stamp sets. Look, thank you so much. I love that one.
Andy Duggan on that one. And then
so you get a really good grungy infill with those infill stamps.
Yeah, and this one's from Deborah Wheeler. So you've got the main image there, and then she's wrapped it around the outer part.
Very clever.
And then the final one, Dee Paramore. I'm going to zoom out on this one.
Look at that.
Dee Paramore. So it's those panels from the previous collection.
Which makes a beautiful box.
It really does, and it's been embedded on the inside as well. I don't know if we can see that just there. We go.
Oh yeah, we're going to use an embedder in a minute.
So that's that set. And then the second one in the collection is Joy, item number 11888, if you would like that, for £9.99. And then we'll bring some artwork in on that one.
Really lovely.
This is lovely from Dee. Let me zoom in on this one.
How's that done?
So this is stamped on parchment.
Is that how she got that beautiful muted look?
Yeah, it's stamped on parchment and then coloured in from behind.
Doesn't that look fantastic?
Yeah.
So, all you paper crafters, time to get some parchment. Is that designer parchment or is that?
It's just clear parchment.
Clear parchment that she's just stamped on and then coloured from behind.
Let's have a look. Oh no, it says Waimea Falls parchment.
Thank you.
Oh.
Nice. So you've got the colour and then you just inject the images over the top.
Yeah.
Waimea Falls parchment. I say. Doesn't that look gorgeous?
It's beautiful. This one from Sheila Metzeler.
No, I love it. He sits so nicely on there.
This one's another one from Sheila. Look at that. She's actually cut out the little window.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And that's the wee folk as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can go festive, like this one from Linda Spencer.
That's clever, isn't it? So here we have, see, you can understand why I decided to keep the arch, that single line in, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looked lovely.
One more piece from Deborah Wheeler.
So how is it that you can go from Christmas to spring? Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
That's quite something, isn't it?
It is. And I think it's all about the style. It's that lovely. It's the colouring, isn't it?
Well, it's not just, it's the colouring, absolutely, but it's also the accessorizing. You put butterflies and light blues and pinks, or you put a church and reds and golds,
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Absolutely.
Like the clouds in the background, that's using our masks.
Masks, yeah, very soft and subtle, but
lovely,
beautifully added. And then the third one in the collection is Strength, item number
Go on.
11889.
And this is different again. I remember drawing this one, and it was more like, yeah, like a fern. Like it had a
Mm,
different feel to it than the others.
yeah. And we've got some artwork on this one from D. Paramore. So
Gorgeous.
again, the panel, again,
Mhm.
lovely, vibrant. And that's definitely been done with the inlay stamp because you've
Isn't
got
that
that
gorgeous?
gradient of colour.
See, the thing about the inlay stamp, you can go in, like say that one there. So
Mm,
D could just put, you don't have to put all the colours on at the same time. So D put, say, the fuchsia at the top. She added
yeah,
the fuchsia first, stamped that into place. Then
yeah,
she came down and then she added the pink and put that into place. Then she came down again and added the lilac and put that into place. And then finally she went back a fourth time and added, so you could go in again and again and again, just add in the colour as you go if you feel more comfortable doing that. You don't have to do it all in one hit, you see.
yeah. And she's followed that through on the panel underneath by going like that, hasn't she?
What makes it easier to do that is the line art. Because you've
Yes,
got the line art, you just inject the infill stamp into the line art. And because you can see through it, it's a piece of cake. Take the line art away, very difficult to go back in over the top unless you've got a positioner.
yeah. And
Mm.
then this one here from Linda Spencer. Now she's
Nice.
coloured this one in by hand.
Isn't
So
that
she's just
gorgeous?
taken the outline, the lovely hairs, one of
Mm.
our quote stamps on that
Nice.
one.
Just
Uh,
beautiful.
it is, isn't it? It's
Mm.
really, really, it's like a little meadow of flowers.
Can you get in really close on that colouring so that we
Yeah.
can see it really well?
Let me come in. If I can come in super close on
Cool.
that.
Now that's what I wanted to see. Look at that.
Isn't that
It's
beautiful?
a beautiful colouring exercise there.
Yeah.
And the outline isn't black, just noted. It's a grey, you see?
Yes. Yeah. She's
Mm,
tied it in with the colour of the
the
hairs
hairs.
running around the outside.
Really beautiful.
Then
Gorgeous
this
samples.
one from Tina Morris.
Yeah. Lifting the colour again.
Yeah. And then what else we got here? And then I'd say one more. And this one here from Julie Dunn.
Nice.
Panels in the background.
Yeah.
And then that lovely offset on the front.
Lovely composition, Paul. Lovely
Really nice,
composition.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Um,
proper little gallery there.
it is. So in addition to the stamps, we also have them available in Groovy.
Well, should we have a look at them as well?
Yeah, should we do that all at the beginning and
Yeah,
then
yeah, I think
okay,
so, because the groovy is going to be absolutely, if I just come, yeah, that's it, perfect.
there we go. So we've got them. This is the same item number 42323, 3 for the price of 2. So you've got a
Mhm.
£12.99 saving. And this time, because it's an A5 plate, you can see we've got the panels on there. We've got the crescents. In addition, we've got the
We made it
corners
square.
in a square.
Yeah,
You've got your little boxes, and then you've got some additional corner elements there as well.
and some dotty corner, double stripe corner, single stripe corner. If you
Yeah,
look at the line art, it's always, so you've got your frame there, then you've got your double line, and then you've got your
yeah,
single line down on the bottom with the corner square. You know, it's good gear, isn't it? And then you've got the little dots on that little corner,
on
so
that
you could
one.
accentuate. Yeah, there's so much room for play
It
there,
is, isn't it?
hours of play.
And we know with Groovy how you can pick and choose the elements.
So you're saying that you get all 3 of these plates for £25.98 before any discount?
Before any discount, 3 for 2.
God, blimey.
Yeah, I know. When you look at what's on one plate, I mean, this one here is from Jill Ascombe.
Look at
She's
that.
just used those panels,
Isn't that
top and
beautiful?
bottom. Yep, she's used a gold pen on that
Mhm.
one. This one here from Glynis.
Cool.
So she's used it with Jane's frame
Look
around the
at that,
outside.
that colour beautiful.
Yeah. This one's lovely. Karen Jackson
Mm.
on this one. So what Karen's done, she's used this as a faux corner. If I come in
Oh,
a
I
bit
see.
closer on that one,
Yeah.
see she's pico cut there, and this central panel is a separate piece,
So it's just slotted in. Isn't that
slotted
lovely?
in like a photo corner.
I'm well relaxed now, Paul. Still.
Look at this one. Look at this one. I got to come out on this one. This one is from Jane Telford.
Cool. Wow. So she just picked the elements.
Yeah. So you've got the corners from the plate. So if you
Of
have a
course.
look,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that corner there, all 4 sides, and then
Yeah.
she's taken the opposite corner to build the smaller frame.
She's just done the centerpieces to build the smaller frame, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if you look, because on the plate, look, that little bit there.
Yeah, look at that.
Isn't that clever?
Isn't that lovely?
And then one more from Carol Baker on that
Cool, look at
one.
the colour. So you'd never think that this was all coming from the same 3 plates.
That's just from one plate.
I know!
So when you think that's just come from one, now multiply that by three of what you can get from it.
Yeah.
So the next one is Joy. So the item number for this one is 42287.
So compare the Joy line art with the one that we just did, the Happiness line art, just to see the difference. So you can see the same format, but it's very different patterns, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
You can see just from the leaves and the hibiscus.
Yeah. So on this one is from Jane Telford.
Nice.
So if I come in on that one, so you can see you've got your panel top and bottom, and that's using some of our lovely rainbow parchment.
Gorgeous.
This one here from Carol Baker.
Oh, isn't that beautiful in that blue? So she's used that smoky blue parchment, hasn't she?
Yeah, just in the background,
Yeah.
scallop circles fit perfectly around those.
Isn't that pretty?
And then this one from Glynis, just taking that spray.
It's so cool, isn't it?
I know, they're lovely. And then the third one in the collection is Strength. So let me just move these ones out the way.
That's the one with the hearts.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, you can see the little hearts in there. And then we've got a bit of artwork on this one. This one is from Karen Jackson.
Cool.
See, it's nice, isn't it? These are separate. They've been picot cut and attached to separate layers.
That's a clever idea.
I
know. Damage limitation project, I call that one.
So this one, it's all been traced out on one piece. This is all attached to this. It's all on one layer.
Yeah.
And it's just been picot cut.
Oh, is it?
Like a H. Yeah. If I zoom in.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. Understood. Yeah, damage limitation. I would have gone one step further on.
I would have done that. Would have been a picot square.
Yeah. Exactly.
This one from Glynis.
Lovely white work. Look at that.
Yeah.
Is that stitched?
Yeah, using our threads around the outside.
Gorgeous.
On that one. Then we have this one from Jill Askham.
Cool.
Lovely pearlescent paint on the front.
Using brads to secure.
Yeah, holding it all in place. And then the final one on this one from Julie Campbell. Look at that.
Just lovely.
So cool. I love these corners.
You know, your 1, 2, 3 courses that you're getting into now, this white work, this is exactly the kind of white work that we're going to be covering, isn't it? This kind of graduation.
Yeah, just a little gentle touch of white work just to bring it to life.
Cool, absolutely beautiful.
So
yeah, well, thank you, Paul.
Wow, I'd even forgotten the artwork as well, how beautiful it was.
I know. I'm so chilled now. Like, have I actually got to do some demonstrating now? You know,
we could
you
spend
look at
an hour of just a gallery, couldn't we?
Well, no, I mean, that is so gorgeous, isn't it? So gorgeous.
Yeah.
So maybe we could show on the overhead one more time what I'm going to show now, which is going to be the panels. If you look at my little piece of artwork that I'm going to do, super, super simple tricks and tips.
Yeah.
So if we look here, you'll see, I'm going to just come in a bit closer. Just bear with me a minute. Right. Okay. So you can see here, there is actually, there's a little, I've used the little set, the little I've used it from this one here.
Yeah.
Find joy in the simple things. That's it there. And then I'm going to use that one to infill it. Yeah. Then I've used a little wee tree and made a little landscape inside it. This is all pretty straightforward, actually. Okay. But what I wanted to do, I want to get a little bit tricks and tipsy, right?
Yes.
So, for example, if I were to take a piece of card, see, it's how do you get that in the middle of a piece of card, bang in the middle. How do you get the stamp in the middle for a start when it's not square? Square is usually easier. We established that when we were working on Friday. You know, we're working with square pieces, it's easier. When you're working with rectangles, let me show you a trick. So how do we get that in the middle of this?
Yeah.
Of course, one of the easiest things to do is to take a large piece of card, okay, like that, and then trim it back. But sometimes you don't want to waste all the card. So you start with the piece and you work your way in. So I'm going to show you, one, how to get this in the middle, and two, how to get an embedder. So these are our embedders.
Yeah.
These are the original ones. And I'm going to show you how to get an embedder to fit if it doesn't fit. Like, how do I take that embedder? Okay. Look, it's never going to fit.
No.
Even the smallest one in the set is never going to fit, right? So if I take the small one, it's too big. See, it doesn't fit with the card that I've got. So I'm going to show you how to make an embedded effect using an embedder that's nothing to do with the same size, like that. Okay, so I'll show you that as well. But before we do that, we've got to figure out how to get the stamp set into the center, right? One thing at a time. So what we've realized, what I've figured out along the way, is that I can see, if I stamp this into the center, see, I tried putting lines across there. That doesn't look right, and it doesn't actually work. Then I know the way to do it is to bring the edge in more. If I bring the edges in, then it's easier to center it. You understand?
Oh, so you're reducing the size of the card without actually chopping it up.
Exactly. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use low-tack tape just to bring the edge in. So if I bring I know that it's taller than it is wide, right?
Yeah.
If you see what I mean. So I'm going to use the entire width. See, I'm bringing in equidistantly, like it's the same distance from my. So now I know this is easier now for me because I can see these edges. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
But if I come in the whole width of this one here, let me show you, then it's going to be very tight, and I run the risk of stamping on to the masking tape.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll move it out. I'll just move it out. Look, listen, I could go halfway. So now I know that bit there. So I'll do the same on this side. As long as I do it symmetrically, it will work. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, so you're reducing the size of the canvas, aren't you?
I am. So now I can do that, or I can bring it in a bit more. So what I'm doing is, by reducing the size of the canvas like this, I'm making it a lot easier for me to find the center. You get it?
Yeah.
Right. So now I've got my center. So if I take my low-tack tape, and I'm just going to ink this up now. I'm going to use I'm going to use my archival ink pad. I've mounted up my little stamp, the outline one. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I can hover and I can see, I know exactly where the middle is because I'm so much closer to the line, to the masking tape.
Yeah.
Look, the handle here is exactly, see?
It's the same width as,
Yeah,
of the
that was
space
more luck
just...
than judgment, I'll be honest. That's the result.
But that'd be another way of working it
that.
out, wouldn't it? You could put your mount down first.
Yeah.
Without the stamp on.
So I know that's bang in the middle. Right?
Yes.
So the point I'm making is that you bring the edge to you. We've done this before where you just bring the edge in like that. And you could use that masking tape again and again. It's not a problem. So the other thing you could do is make a hole, like cut a hole in a piece of copy paper. Like that.
Yeah.
See? But a larger hole. So it just, do you see what I mean? You just got to make the edge smaller is all. Just got, that's it. Right, so now I've got my middle in. I know exactly where it is. So then we go, before we go any further, let's get this in the right place, the embedder.
Okay.
So I can see by looking in the embedder, it's a large embedder, okay? So if I go like that now, I know where I want it to be. I want it to be about there. You get it?
Yeah.
Right, so let's say that's my embedder now, okay? And I'm going to take my low tack tape. Yeah, let's just take my low tack tape, just so that it stays in place while I'm doing this.
Mm.
And I'm going to hold that. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll take one of those bits that I just used, and I'll turn it around like so, and I'll pop it in here. I'm going to show you how to reduce the size. I can make this any size I want, right? I could bring it right into there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna just use half of it. So I'll hold it like that over the top, and then I'll bring my, right, so now I know it's down, isn't it? Right? So I've just got to make sure that I don't go too far this way. Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got that. Then enter. I'm going to perforate, because you know that we do this from behind.
Yeah.
So in order to show me the back, I'm going to use a perforating tool. So we've got in the Pergamano arsenal, we've got two different ones. We've got the bold needle, single
Yeah.
bold, and fine.
Yeah.
The fine one makes a smaller hole, clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and that will do the job for me. I don't need a big hole. Okay.
I wondered how you was gonna work out from the back, but yeah, that makes perfect sense now.
So I can do this. See, so I'm going to go like that and like that, just there, like so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I can actually, because I'm happy with where I am on the, and I can just I can eyeball it. I can use a ruler. Ruler would be good, but to be honest, I know it's there. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know where it is. It's there and there. That's good enough for me. And then what I'm going to do, you see, is because it's stuck in place, I'm going to use my tool just to make those little perforations in those corners like that. And I know that one's there as well. I'll stick that one in there. So I've done all four now. And I know on the back, I've got my little tiny holes. Do you see? That's all I
Correct.
need, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is actually a really neat trick.
It is.
If I take let me take a piece of card, paper or something, because what I'm going to do now is turn this out. I've just got to make a mental note, because this is the side I'm working on first, right?
Yeah.
So I obviously not on that side.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that because this is hanging over the edge. So I know not to go careering off that side.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Right. So I lean it on there like so. And it's quite good because I can see exactly where. Let's do that. Right. So what I'm going to do is just go like that. Do this on those sides, avoiding that edge there.
Yeah.
Then I'll take my number 2 tool. And I'm just going to, see, it's easy actually, because I'm just going from dot to dot. I'm joining up the dots. Okay. I'm literally joining up the dots like that. And then when I get to that dot, it's really cool. It's like it slots in. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to lift this off here. And the point is that you could do this with any size. Once you've got one of those little needle tools, right? A one needle fine. That's the answer. Just use a one needle fine, right? And you can't see the dot. You won't see the perforation. This slots in beautifully like that, right? And then I'll just turn it back over, and then it's just the last side. I've just got to put the last one in. So I do that, take my 2 needle tool and join up those 2 dots. There we go. And that's that done as well now. So
Wow.
I can take any size, any aperture. You know, at the end of the day, I've probably done myself out, because you could you just need one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, you've got the convenience of having that complete pack, haven't you? For,
Oh yeah,
for your standard sizes.
I'm being facetious. I'm being flippant. It's really useful to have all the different sizes. Having said that, sometimes, especially with rectangles, or you want it to be a bit circles. You can't do this with, but rectangles and squares easy to do. Easy
And
to
I
do.
suppose rectangles, they're all different sort of widths of rectangles as well, aren't
That's
they?
it. They absolutely are. Rectangles, they can be anything that isn't a square is a rectangle, you know, when it
Yeah.
comes to sizes.
And I
So,
suppose those panel stamps, the
mm.
stamps that you've got in front of you, that if you wanted to put one around that panel, there isn't an embedder, a rectangle embedder. So that's perfect for putting an embedder around those, isn't it?
You know, that's the absolute truth of it, because you know you could you know you're talking about these now, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, how are you ever going to get? You couldn't do it. But if you took one of the biggest one of these,
Because we
right?
wouldn't bring out a set of
No.
rectangles just for that particular stamp set.
But if I pop that on there like so, you can see it's exactly perfect if you do the trick that I've just shown you with the single
Yeah,
needle tool. It makes this is the thing about rectangles, you know, this is long enough, but it's too wide. But if you
yeah.
just use a ruler or masking tape to get the right line, and it will work really beautifully. So that's just a little tip. Okay.
Really good.
Yeah, and you could go into
Yeah.
that. You know, something that we don't often mention anymore is that we are an angel company. And if
Mm,
you were to make cards to sell, or make cards for a charitable organization, or for your WI group, you know, to raise funds, etc.,
mm.
etc., you have our blessing. We think it's absolutely marvelous if you do that, you know. So bear that in mind when you're making with embedders. This is a really great way to go into mass production. Yeah.
And also adding value to the price point as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I want to do now, it does, of course it does, really nicely. So the next thing I wanted to show you, let's get to that now. I've got a couple on the go. The reason why I mentioned WIs and that is because I've got two now, and I was thinking, you know, we're halfway to a set here. Now let's go back to our original, because what I wanted to do now was just do the little landscape inside. So again, masking off. I've got choices. I could take my masking tape, look,
Yeah.
and I could just mask off perfectly like this. I've got loads of different choices. I've got the masking tape in front of me, so I
Hmm.
can do this. Do you sell the masking tape, Paul?
I think we may do. We may do a roll on its own for item number 31211, or maybe a pack of 4, item number 31212.
See, so with a square like this, what an easy way just to get your mask, you know, to get it protected. Yeah.
Mm.
So there are lots of different ways to do this, though. Let me show you a couple of options. If you wanted to, you could use our low-tack masking material.
A blank mask material, yeah,
Yeah.
comes in 2 sizes, A5 or A6.
See, now that sits over the top as well nicely. You just have to take a blade and cut that out. That works nicely. If you cut it out neatly, of course, then you get the positive and the negative, don't you?
Yeah, and you could
Right?
use it if you've gone for the 3 for 2, that'll fit all of them, won't it?
Yeah. So there you go. So that's another way to go. So these are options. There are always more than one way to do something. You've got low tack tape. You've got the blank stencil material.
Yeah.
You've also got the copy paper trick, right? So you've got a piece of copy paper, you stamp the image onto the copy paper, look, and then
Like,
you've got,
it's like an operations thing, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's like a little aperture, you see.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then that also covers up the area so that you can see exactly, you know, there's so many different ways to do this. I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with, because I used the masking tape around the outside earlier.
Mm.
You know, only thing is you've got to be aware, right, that when you're doing it like this, you've got some of um the artworks exposed, haven't you?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So you do want to kind of make sure, if you, I'm gonna just use some masking tape now. I mean, it's as cheap as chips, really, and I use it again and again. I just put it on the table and use it next time as well. But I do need to cover up the area if I'm going to make a, see what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
Right. So now I've got my little surgery, my area open there.
Yeah.
Next thing I need is how to do that background. So I need a little mini moons.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got the mini moons on the show. The
do
item
that.
number for that is 30359.
Piece of cake. Then we need spot on sponges. I'm sure we've got plenty of those on the show.
We have indeed. One pack of those is item number 30537.
Cool. Well done. What a team,
Now,
Paul.
Barb's, obviously, we do downloads for this as well. So if you go to
Mhm.
the website, you'll be able to download this demonstration, and it lists everything that Barb's using.
Yeah.
So you can always download it afterwards and then go back and go through your shopping list.
Nice. So let's go to dried marigold, right? And I've got a bit of copy paper, just a piece of scrap, and I'm going to make a little landscape now. So let's start with the sky. Right, that's nice. Okay, that'll do. So I've covered everything up, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of sky. Right? Can always come back and add a bit more, but that'll do for now. Just a little bit of sky. See, and that's where these little frames, they come in they're just so pretty and so lovely to use. Right, that'll do for that one. Okay. Right, that's a dried marigold one. Now I'm going to bring in some weathered wood. Weathered wood. See if I've got a makeup sponge I'm recycling here, Paul. Yeah, that time. So let's take a piece of copy paper. Copy paper is good for this. And let's just make some hills. Right, we're going to tear a little piece of copy paper. That's all I need, is that little bit there. See? So I'm working in miniature. So I just need that little bit there.
Perfect for our mini makes.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us about the mini makes, Paul.
Okay, so our Clarity mini makes, we have a Facebook dedicated to it. It's called Clarity Crafts Mini Makes and ATCs. I'm sure Gracie will pop a link up for our friends at home if you're not aware of it. And it's a place that Barb had an idea. It was like new year, new idea. People that maybe have lost inspiration, their mojo, needed something to kickstart them again. And it was all about small pieces of art. And just as Barb's showing us here on this, a small piece like this is so much more achievable than if this was like a 7x7, for example.
Exactly. But in fact, what I'm doing here, you could make that into a larger piece of artwork. The tricks and tips are exactly the same. We're just working in miniature.
Yeah.
You know, which is quite a nice thing to do. It feels right.
And that's probably a nice little size also for a little ATC as well.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So what I've done is now I've torn and I'm using the tears to give me some hills. See, so I've got loads of different hills. So the darkest is to the front. Then I'll move it along a little bit. Let's pop another one there like so. Now I don't want it to be so dark. See, so now I'm just going to go again. Let's have a look. Grace has just said there are 980 members in our group, in that mini makes group. That's quite something, isn't it?
It is.
So I'm going to hold that in place, right? I don't want to overcook it. There you go. So now I've got another hill there in the background, you see?
Yeah.
And if I wanted to put another hill in the back, really faded, then I'd go again. See? So let me just do one more like that, right off the edge. I love doing this stuff. Right, there we go. Just a little tiny, don't need lots. There you go. See? Misty morning in Japan.
It's beautiful.
Misty morning in Japan. Now I'm going to take that away.
Wow.
So now I've got my lovely little Japanese scene. Right, pop my moon back. I can use my moon again and again and again. Now let's have a look. I need a tree. Okay. Pick a tree, any tree. I have trees. These wee trees are delightful, right? They're a real treat, so to speak.
Treat. So we've got the wee trees and the wee foliage on the show, item number 10316, and there's a £3 saving for both of them, available individually as well. But yeah, £16.98.
I tell you what, these trees, they are just fantastic. Okay, I'll show you a trick. Like, let's take this little tree.
Okay.
And I'm going to just pop that on there like so. Right, so put it on a mount. Pick a mount, any mount. Right, now let's just make sure that we like this stamp before we get carried away. Okay, and don't forget we're still on this. We haven't deviated too much. We're still working on this. We're just getting a little infill going, right? So let's take this stamp. I'm inking it up on a black archival just to see what it looks like. Let's just make sure. Stamp it like that. Lovely, very dark.
Nice.
Let's turn it round. Let's make her a reflection. Yeah, there you go, look. So you can imagine if the moon was up there, what a fabulous reflection. See, so just remember that. You just stamp it and then bring it down here. Now, I don't want it to be as dark as that in my picture, right?
No.
So if I go like that now, right, and then I just lay it down gently, like so. I wonder what happens. Let's just do it on a piece of scrap first. See, it's not so dark now. Do you get it?
It sort of shows a little bit more detail as well,
Yeah,
doesn't
it does. It does. So if we're going to go like that, then we're just going to just kiss the paper gently. Nice, actually, that is. And then we'll come in here. The kiss the paper gently one would work nicely too, wouldn't it? We'll come off the page a little bit. We're just... I love.
Look at that.
Love, 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 love. Right, and then all these bits, we're going to remove. Can anybody think of a better way to spend a Monday afternoon when it's a little bit overcast?
Apparently, it's also a misty morning in Brooklyn at the moment.
What's the time in Brooklyn then, Grace? It must be 4, is it? Our clocks spring forward on Sunday, but I think yours sprang forward last week, didn't they?
I think they did, yeah.
Cool, look.
I think it might be about 9 or 10, I think, in New York, I think.
Is it?
Gracie will confirm that. I'm rubbish with time differences.
There, doesn't that look pretty? In fact, doesn't that colour in the background work well?
Yeah.
So you've got that lovely little... Right, now let's go back, bringing it back now to the stamp. Okay, so we've used that one. Ding, dong, ding. Right, take that off there now. So I'm getting in the habit. It's only taken me about 25 years of putting the stamps back. Okay. So I'm going to lift that off there. So if I'm not mistaken, that sits just like that on there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just make sure I got the right way round. Yeah, because they definitely have a top and a bottom, right? So I'll take that and I'm going to use my handle. So I'm using a long handle so that I can see it well, so that you can see it on the screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to over color it. I just want to put a little bit of color. So let's take the stamp and let's just add a bit of ink on there. Let's see what we've got. So I've got a bit of ink there. And you see, this is the thing. I can take this and I can just, so that it's not all blistery, just blend it a little bit like that with a spot on sponge. Now let's see if this is light enough, or if it's not dark enough, I can go again, can't I?
Yeah.
So I hover with the handle until I'm happy with the position. All I've got to do is look at that flower, I look at that flower, and then, you know, keep my head out of the way. Is my head in the way?
All clear.
All clear.
All clear.
Okay, and she hovers with the handle and then she plants. And if I want it to be darker, then all I have to do is go again. Just re-ink, start again. If I wanted to add a different colour, now's the chance to do it. Isn't that lovely?
That's beautiful.
Can you see that?
Yeah, you can. It's just so soft and subtle that it doesn't detract from the image in the middle.
Let's just for fun, let me just add a little bit more here and here. Let's see if we can enhance the colour a bit. This is a very, very light pastel, isn't it? So I've just got a little bit more ink. You see this all right?
Yeah.
Right, and we hover with the handle. So we top one, bottom one, and then we plant. And you could go in with some red on the tips of the flowers, or you could go in, see, so I've intensified the colour a little bit now.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to do, Paul. It's so
lovely.
nice.
And I think because these are little bits as well, it goes back to that mini makes and the achievability of it.
It does. So if I come in a bit closer, you can see exactly how it works. So you've got your lovely hills in the background. Piece of cake. absolute piece of cake. Having said that, having said that, it is easy. It's a simple process. Yeah. But there's something, it's that Japanese, we were talking about it in the shack. It's about the attention to the simple that makes it so beautiful. You know, just because it's easy, that doesn't mean you can fush it, as my mum would say. Fushen. It means you just rattle through it, you know.
Yeah.
You still take your time and you do it exactly like a ceremony. And that's when you get the real benefits, not only a nice card, but you get the benefits mentally, if you understand where I'm coming from.
And it's that process, isn't it? Once you know the process of what to stamp first and then to follow it through. And then for me, that was a game changer with the embedders, those rectangle embedders.
Doesn't that make a difference?
Yeah, and also I think working with those lovely panels, because I don't know whether we had the embedders back then when we first released this collection.
No.
So I mean, looking at the artwork, I think people have used the squares but not the rectangles, because the rectangles were just too wide, as you showed in that pack.
And what you would do, you know, if you were using the square embedders, then you would just put the panel to one side and put a message in the side, you know, but you always end up with a square card, don't you?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So there you go.
Nice.
And
so go on.
Go on, no, you'll go.
I was going to say, should I go to the pack shop?
Yes, and then we'll have a look at the next demo, shall we?
Okay. And are we going to give a giveaway in this hour?
Well, why don't we?
Giveaway.
What about that then?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Can I have
that? And what about if we say, think of a good word. What should we say?
Trees.
Trees is good.
Trees.
Trees are green. Trees is good.
Yeah.
Trees are lovely.
Okay. Yeah, so if you put trees in the comments, then towards the end of the show,
we trees.
We trees. There we go.
WEE. We trees.
We trees.
We will get you to buy these.
We will. I'll bring the details up on the screen for that special offer. The We Trees 10216. A 3-pack, and it's the wee trees and the foliage as well. So it's a lovely combination, isn't it? Yeah.
Really lovely, yeah. So, and those trees, when you just tip them and make reflections with a little moon, hours of fun. Hours.
And I also remember with the wee trees, that trick where you took the trunk and turn it into a fence. Oh
yeah. Well, and okay, back to me, back to you, back to me.
Yeah, go on then.
Right. So on here, this one, this was particularly these two here. I deliberately insisted that if I take that away, you'll see that the larch tree has a super long trunk just for that trick. So what you do is, you're going to make me do it now.
Go on, go to your. Do you want me to switch your screens over?
I'll do it. Just a second. Right. Tree. Well, we're doing a fence, aren't we?
We're doing a fence. No offense taken.
So let me just take that piece of masking tape. Let's just say that's the masking tape. Okay. And of course, if this is the card, I've got to make sure that I'm covering up the area underneath, right? Yeah. Like so. Okay. So now I'm going to make a little fence.
Okay.
So the fence is going to be, it's getting further away as we go back this way.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just, for the sake of argument, the fence is going to stop here, but it start here. Okay. Just cause that'll do. Right. And then you start with your ink. Let me come out a little bit. I think I've come in too far, so you can't see what I'm actually doing. Right. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to ink up just the part of the trunk like that. Yeah. And then this is at the front. So I'll give it that much.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back. I'm going back a bit. So now at the front end of the fence, yeah, go back a bit further. So as they get further and further back, they start to come closer together. Here we go. This one's going to finish sooner than I anticipated.
Falling off the cliff.
Shut up. Right. Okay. So this is like on the water, right? Look, when you take that away,
Look at that.
see? So you got this fancy idea. And then if in the old days, when there were only about 3 people watching, then I used to take this one, right? That piece. This is quite comical. I haven't done this for years. All right. And then you could take this piece, but you've got to make sure that you don't go with the tree down this end. See? So you take that and then you start, right. So these are the bits that go in between. Do you see?
Yeah.
And you take that off, you go to the next one, like that. Then you go to the next one. And then as it gets further down, here we go, like that. You can make them a little bit lighter. See?
Yeah.
So then at this point, you get your Micron pen out, wherever that is. Oh, I've set myself a challenge and I haven't got the gear in front of me to do it.
You got a biro there,
I've got
haven't
a
you?
pen, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a pencil. Then you go like that, and you go like that, and then like that, and 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 like that. It's gone then.
Yeah.
Into the water. See, and then when you lift it off, look,
I
and there's
love
your
that.
fence. And then you go like that, and there's your hill. See?
Yeah.
And then you get your tree. Where's your big tree that you just used to make the thing, right? Go like that. And then you go like that. And there's your tree in the field. I love it. And then just because you can, you make a reflection.
Yeah, look at that. And that's using one tree.
Yeah. So if you don't buy these,
Weeds are coming after you.
missing.
We're going to come and get you if you don't buy them.
Anyway, I think these are great. And the trees with the long, thin trunks are fun.
They are indeed.
There you go. Okay, so I'm going to pass back to you, Paul.
Okay, I'm going to go to a pack shot.
Thank you so much. Do you want to come in and do the big thing? Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Do the big ring. Steady on, missus. Right. Okay. So on the screen at the moment, you've got item number 10216, which is the wee trees and foliage. And the foliage is just as beautiful as the trees. £3 saving, bringing it down to £16.98 plus all your relevant discounts. All available individually as well. If you go to the Clarity TV page on the front of the website, you'll find all the different options that are available to you. But what we've been looking at mainly in this particular session is the first collection is Barbara's Floral Panels 2-way overlay A5 square stamp trio. 3 for the price of 2. Item number 12130. That £14.99 saving, bringing it down to £29.98. And maybe you don't belong to any of our clubs and you just want to buy that. Don't forget to add the word Japan 10 at checkout and you'll get 10% discount off of that price. Then if we look at the bottom row, we then have Barbara's Floral Crescents 2-way overlay A6 stamp trio. These are £9.99 each, 3 for the price of 2 as well, bringing it down to £19.98. So you've got that option. And if you're into your groovy, we've also got the same deal, 3 for the price of 2. And the item number for that is 42323, bringing it down to £25.98. So how are we getting on there, Barb?
I'm ready when you are.
You're ready when you are. There we go. So I'll let you switch the screens.
Okay. Right. So I thought we would have a look at the rounds and another little trick. I want to show you how to eliminate. So we're going to go here, right? I'm using this is a 6x6. This is the middle size of the stamp board, which is really cool. And then what I want to do is show you how to do the infill. But let me show you a little trick. we're going to, this one or this one. So we're using the Wee Folk. You can see on this one, I've got the lining. Yeah. Which works really well. It's like that Sheila Metzeler trick where she had the little boy reading a book and he's sitting there.
Yes.
Okay. But on this one, I've taken out the line, right? So it's open because she's in the tree. And then what I did, let me show you a little moment I had. See the little dots that came out of here? Look, I've stuck them on the thing. I put them. I thought, well, I don't want to waste them. I think they look really nice. So the little dots that came out of here are stuck. I just stuck a few randomly there. So I'll show you how to do that.
I thought they were brads when I first saw them.
No, they're the waist.
It's the waist.
Yeah, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do it in a different colorway. So I just wanted to show you how different it looks if you take the same die, but a bit smaller. I've gone in one size smaller. That looks quite nice, actually. Those two colors together. I wonder. See, that looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, because that brings the green out in the leafery, doesn't it?
Nice? Yeah. So, but if I take these, so I've taken the smaller size, let's just use the back of the, how different does that look? You see?
Yeah.
It just is so nice as well. And it's still waiting to be decorated, really. This is the set, isn't it? What am I going to put one of those, you know, that lovely framer from the panels? Wouldn't that look gorgeous there?
Yeah.
You know? So just saying, there's lots and lots of room for play here. But the technique that I want, two things I want to show you. The main thing is how to get rid of this line here in the stamp. So just pop that up there for a minute. Let's look at this. So I've mounted the stamp onto a 4x4 mega mount. Yeah, that'll do. Right now, I've got this here that I want to, let's say, not stamp up.
Yeah.
Okay. So just in case, I had a few practices.
There you go. Birthday cards, birthday presents, all done.
I know. I can't. It's an addiction thing. So what I want to do though is take a piece of that masking tape that I had before.
Yeah.
That I was using. I can use it again. And I'm just gonna see. All I've got to do is cover up. Come on, stampers, you know this. I've just got to cover up the bit that I don't want to stamp, if you see what I mean. So you can, crikey.
A little bit too low tack.
Oh no, I know. Use your loaf, Barbara. Stick it on the mega mount. Stick it on the mega mount. Do-da, do. See? Bingo. I love it when it works. So stick the low tack masking tape on the mega mount. Da-da. Right. Perfect. Have this ready. Get your what's it called?
Black archival.
Black archival. Thank you. Just make sure we got a wet one, so to speak. Right. Wet one.
Nice and juicy.
Juicy Lucy. Okay, Juicy Lucy, make sure it's wet. But remember, what's the golden rule, Paul?
To remove the low tack tape before you plant.
I would say that is imperative. Get rid of that. Do that. Turn it round. You're working with a fast drying ink pad, no pressure. But the thing is that line around the outside really helps with the positioning, even though it's not going to give you any marks. It will really help with the layup. Okay.
Gracie's telling us off, Barb.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You're in Brooklyn, love. What are you gonna do? Right, that'll do, I think.
Wow.
Voila. So you can see why I made so many of them. Look.
And they're all correct.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
And then if I wanted to put one like with a line on it, then clearly, this is why I've got so many of them. Then you just don't I know I'm teaching to suck eggs here, but it's such a pleasure to do.
And also the stamp board is double-sided as well. So if it doesn't work first time, turn it over.
And you know, the other thing is the stamp board, I'm not kidding. If they're like really lovely placemats, you know, like coasters, and
Yeah.
you don't have to glaze them or anything. Just use them as a coaster. It's so nice just to put a cup of tea on. When it's done, it's done. If it's stained with tea, it's stained, you know.
Yeah.
Then you make a new one. Look, I've got loads. I've got enough for a party of 10.
Barb will be selling those at the open days.
Oh, good. With a pot, with a pencil pot.
Or they'd make a
Ta-da!
nice stand for that, wouldn't they? To put
See?
a pencil pot on there.
Yeah, there you go. See? So then that's not bad for positioning. That's
Yeah.
better. But you get the picture anyway. That's how it works. And then the other thing is, once you've done that, right, you need the infill part. So I've done that bit, and then I need the infill. Now, where did I put that? Stay there a minute.
All right, I'm not going anywhere.
I know I had it. Here it is. Of course I did. How could I have done the job if I didn't have it? So this is exactly the same as the small format, except now we're going for the large one. And you know, I said about how you can do the different colors at different stages. You don't have to do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
This is such a, it's so interestingly, you know, let's say I do the turquoise and then I do the peeled paint. Let's use those two. Okay, so if I use the turquoise first, peacock feathers.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably quite a popular one.
Right, I would say so.
Yeah, and let's use, let's put this under there. So it's actually quite good if you've got this, right, let me just check where the stamp is, like that. So now I need to be able to see it. Do you see what I mean? When it's like that, you can't see what you're colouring in, can you?
Yeah.
So if you lay it up on the actual sheet,
yeah,
now I can see what I'm colouring in. Otherwise, it all looks the same. Do you see?
Yeah.
Then I'll take a piece of my masking tape again, and I'll attach it to the carrier sheet like that.
Yeah.
And now I can see what I'm colouring in. I know, I'm full of good ideas.
I know. Well, this afternoon, it's that you said it was all going to be tips and tricks and tipsies, you said.
Well, what a difference this makes, though, if you can actually see what you're filling in. You thought I was going to say something else then. What you're filling in. I heard your sharp intake of breath.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't see my eyes bulging, did you?
No, I'm too busy on the job, so to speak. Oh, the girl needs a holiday. Grace, have you got a couch in your flat at Brooklyn? Because I may be coming to live with you.
I'm coming as well.
No, you're not. There's not enough room. Someone's got her open clarity at 6 in the morning. Grace just wrote, I gasped.
See, it's not just me.
Like I would. Okay, so that's that one done.
Yeah.
And then I could stamp that, clean it, and then do the green. Or, because we're running out of time here, I'm just going to grab another spot-on sponge, a clean one, on this auspicious occasion. Is anybody still with us, or am I on my own here?
Grace said there's no room for either of us.
I'll bear that in mind, Grace. Yeah, whatever. We can stay at that posh hotel where we went last time, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there you go. See, so now I can see what I'm doing. I can see what I'm colouring in. Good idea, Gray. Isn't it? I know, I have my moments. I impressed myself then. Right. Only just occurred to me that.
A moment of clarity.
A moment of clarity. So now I've actually coloured it in to mean something, okay? And then we can go in like this and we can hover. Let's have a look. See, and I can see exactly where I am. Should we go dry? Yeah, let's go dry. Let's go dry.
Okay.
What I mean by that is let's not spritz it with water. Let's get an actual... Right, I'm looking at that end and that end, just so you... And deliver. Right. See, and then you can see exactly where it is. I'm a lot happier working from here, Paul. Linda Back said, I think there was a gasp from everyone.
Oh dear.
You don't know me, do you? Doesn't that look lovely? Look at that.
Look at that.
Isn't that lovely? There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm pleased with that.
That's real. I love the colours on that.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
You see,
And as you say, the way in which you've illustrated it, it works in so many different directions as well, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Even sort of like at the base of the design.
So you can decide where you want to put it. See, and we've got a nice die as well. This is a lovely die. I love these doodle dies, the panels.
Yeah.
So they give you such a really good background, like a backdrop. See?
And also, when you look at all the different companion papers, there would definitely be a companion paper to coordinate with the ink pad.
Oh yeah. So I'm going. Hello, David. How are you?
I'm all right. Getting my steps in. Thought you might like a brew.
Thank you very much, Dave. Dave's getting his steps in.
I thought he'd come to pull the plug.
Thanks, Dave.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
You're in the zone.
Love you.
Thanks, Dave.
Paul says thanks, Dave.
He's welcome.
You're welcome. Right, cracking on. Okay,
Yeah.
so Antarctica was really it's really good for pinks and teals and blues and lilacs. This is the new, wasn't it, the companion papers?
Yes.
And I found these two colors in here which I really liked. Let me see, there's another really good. So I want to show you a trick. Okay, not another trick. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see, I bet that's a good color. There it is, it's the same one. Okay. But the thing is, look, I've just grabbed another green. I really like that as well.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look, they all work. Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
Even with that as well, yeah.
That's the one I used.
Yeah.
Right, so if I show you this, right, let's put those ones back, because this is interesting as well. Okay. What else you're going to do? It's a miserable day outside, so you might as well hang out with us. And I'll just show you this, and then we'll call it a day. Okay. But say, for example, so these dies, they are doodle dies, but they give you a panel, right? So that means that if I, for example, if I take that one, let's take that one. Well, that just so happens to be that one, right?
Yeah.
If I take this one and I cut this out, like if I just do this, let me do it on the overhead so you'll see. If I cut that out like that,
Yeah.
and I run that through the machine, what I'll get is that.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yeah.
And whatever size I use, whatever I cut out, it's got a cutting out around the outside, right? So I could take this one like that, and if I cut that one out, which is that size, the next size up,
Yeah.
right? What I end up with is that.
So they're lovely frames itself, aren't they?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And at first, when I first did this, I thought, if I do it up here, I'm saving, but actually I'm not. It's false economy. If I do it in the middle, then I could put artwork over the top of that, and I've got a lovely frame. It's gutted it. I've just what they call gutted it, which I think is a really smart move. So once you start understanding that trick, right, and you're using the center, then you're using. So I've got loads of bits of paper now with the middle out of it.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is if I were to use that one and this one like this, like together like that,
Yeah.
then what I would end up with would be this one like that, right? And a floppy bit, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would.
So to speak. Behave. The doodle dies are brilliant, and there's a great price on these, Paul. What's the price on these?
There are. So normally they're £24.99. They're on a special price of £19.99. So you've got a £5 saving plus all the relevant discounts as well. So the one Barb's using is the dots. The item number for that is 31386. And we also have hearts, which is item number 31387. And it's all on that ingredients list that you're able to download and pop in a folder.
So let's just, for the fun of it, right? I've got one that size. So now let's go with the other size so we can see the difference. So I've got my have we got these in stock now, these machines?
They've been ordered.
Good. That means they're there.
Imminent.
Right. Okay. So we've got the poly bag. We've got the companion paper. We're cutting the middle out, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got, where's me? Just bear with me a minute. Right. So I'm going to use a magnet, but it's not really for use as a magnet. It's just as a shim.
Yeah.
I'll do that like so. So that gives us a good layer like that. And then I'll use another plate like that. Okay, and that's going to be my sandwich. So what I'll do is I'll just run that through the machine and then I'll come back.
Okay. Don't go far.
I won't go too far. My machine's a bit fiercer than yours, I think, Paul.
I think so. Yeah, you got the blue one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I probably need, as you said the other day, I probably need to change my plate.
I think so, love.
So.
Right, let's have a look what we've got. So what we've got here now, we'll take that off. Oh, right, so it's stuck to the magnet, but that's okay. At least it's not cut into the magnet and we've got a fridge magnet. Right. There. So now I'm going to hang on to that though, because I've got those little dots in there, remember?
Yeah.
So I'll pop that there for a minute. I've got that just as I said I would. Look at that, cuts like butter.
It does. Beautiful.
Right, so I've got that. And then I've got my lovely piece that's going to sit on there. I haven't even decorated it yet. Haven't decided what I want to do. That's not of interest to me at the moment. So I haven't really thought it through. If I was going to use the little girl, let's have a look. She's on a different set, but that's okay.
You're on
What
Wii
about?
too, I think.
That's all right. I love my little people. Should we do my little people? My mum and dad.
Mum and dad.
Mum and dad. So I'm just going to do this. Let's get a stamp.
So we've got Wee Folk 1 and 2 on the screen.
These.
Item number 10020. It's got that same £3 saving as the Wee Trees and Foliage, bringing it down to £16.98 plus all your relevant discounts.
Let's just make sure that they stamp up all right. Let me just stamp this up. Oh, hang on, a bit misty. Right, so I need to make sure that I've got the pressure in the right place.
Have you got your right juicy ink pad?
Yeah, woofer wet. There you go. Fabulous. So I'm going to pop them there like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Pop my mum and dad in. Like so. There. Like that. Fabulous. Isn't that lovely?
Nice.
I know. It's lovely. It's really lovely. Now, if I'm not mistaken, on the other side of this, I've got all these little bits, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I was thinking Now, where did I put that? Oh, I'm so organised and then I'm so disorganised. It's quite alarming. Here we go. I have. What are these called? Quickie glue pens.
Quickie glue pens.
Quickie glue pens. So this is a great way. So there you go. Say I can see there's one missing and I've got a few here. Because otherwise I won't know which ones I've got glue on, right?
Yeah.
You understand? So the way to do this, let me see if I can get this right. So you pop a little bit of quickie glue and try not to pull them out, Gray. If it comes out, you can't, don't worry about it. Right, here we go.
There's plenty of others in there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, don't lose any sleep over it. I've got plenty to pick. Oh, don't come out. It's okay. It's because my glue pen's not, you know, when it's not fierce enough. Right, go again. Oh, now it's sticking to all of them. It's all right. It worked really well before. It will work. Just put a bit of glue on them. That's it. That'll do. I got 6. Right. But if you were to say you had, so it's those ones up there. But say you had like a birthday party or, you know, you wanted like a confetti. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, here we go. So then I'm going to take I'm down near the actual, look, ding dong. And then I'll come down a little bit closer onto the actual
using your
artwork.
blending pen to release them and attach.
Just to push it through like that. Look.
Clever.
Soft. Yeah. Look, aren't they nice?
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway, little things.
That's a clever way of doing it. A really clever way.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, because what I would have done was I would have put a little bit of glue on the artwork itself, and then I would have used the 1 needle tool to pick it up and then try and position it.
Oh no.
But that's so much easier.
Yeah. Except when they come out of the hole. But that's all right. I've got those 3 there. You don't need a lot of glue either, do you?
No.
To do this. But what it does is, oh, look, they all fell out. It's all right. I'm on it. See, what it does is it just gives you a really lovely, see, that one turned round nicely. Well done. Oh, now you flip back the other way. Right, they're out of it. They're not playing. There, but I like that. And it ties in, you know, those dots, they're stuck. That one's not. But you understand anyway, the theory's there. There you are. They're stuck.
That's
and then you still got, look, you got loads more you wanted to. Do you know, they also would look nice, I bet. Just humour me for a minute and then we'll call it a day. Right, I reckon, let me just do a couple of them here. Because I have a feeling just it would look good. Oh, now we're on a roll, look. Now the pen's decided it wants to play. Now I've said you're out. Right, all those ones are done.
Yeah.
But I so think that this would also look really nice. Look, if I drop it on there like so, I wonder if that would be easier. Yep. Oh, no. Yeah. Kind of. Look. The blending tool doesn't give you a little hole in the... See, if you do it with a blending tool, it looks like you've got a little nipple. Look, there. It's much better without. There you go. So we're learning. We are. Learning. And then you've got to let it dry. But my point is that the blue on the blue, it looks really nice as well.
It looks as if they've been embossed.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I bet you could take the pink ones and pop them on there, or light green ones. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a thought, but I think it'd be a really fun and nice thing to do. And if you were really in the mood, right, you could take... Oh, now I'm really going for it. You could take the pink one and you could drop the blue ones into the pink. Look, like that. Hello. Wouldn't that look nice? You just got to make sure you've got a little tiny bit of quickie ink on there. Drops in there like a charm. In fact, I bet you could put all the glue along there, hold it like that, and then go dip, 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 dip.
Yeah.
There you go. My challenge to you, friends. Have we picked a winner?
We are now going to do that now. We'll come back to the screen.
Hang on. Somewhere here. Yeah, so tricks and tips. I think we had some fun there, didn't we?
We did indeed.
Go on then.
Right, okay, let me go into the chat. I'm going to scroll through, and you've got to tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Stop. And the winner is, let me have a look, it is Wanda Prokop. Well, congratulations, Wanda.
Congratulations, Wanda.
Definitely got your address, Wanda. So we'll get that sent out to you when Barb drops that off when she's in on Wednesday.
And thank you so much, everybody, for joining in and keeping us company. I hope you enjoyed it. Paul, give us one more recap on the offers.
On the offers. Okay, so on your screen at the moment, you've got the Barbara's Floral Panel 2-way overlay A5 square collection, 3 for the price of 2, item number 12130. Then if you like the smaller set that Barb's just been working with, the item number for that is 12129, 3 for the price of 2, saving £9.99, bringing it down to £19.98.
Cool.
And then if you want your groovy, the item number for that is 42323, same saving, 3 for the price of 2, and that brings it down to £25.98.
And
So
the Japan 10 offer is good.
Yep. Up until the 31st of March.
Marvelous. That's next Monday.
A week today, yes.
So you got a whole more week, a whole other week. And when are we getting back together again?
So tomorrow it is Groovy Tuesday with Louise and myself at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock we have Clarity Social TV. And we're going to be looking at those lovely groovy plates that we released on Friday, just gone. Then Wednesday is the fantastic 10 and 2 with the Stamtageous launch, which will be really great.
Really lovely stamps.
Thursday evening at 7 p.m, colouring the lovely floral alphabet posters with yourself in the stack. And then finally 10 and 12 with the lovely Deborah Wheeler and myself. Love is in the air, some word framers and some Easter eggs.
Really nice.
And whimsy hairs.
Really
so
lovely.
lots to keep you entertained this week, definitely.
Thank you so much, Paul, for your help. And Grace in Brooklyn, thank you for bearing with your old mother.
We haven't been told off anymore, so we're all right.
I'll call you in a minute, Mrs.
Thanks, everybody.